in about. I'll tell you, we are live. Yes, sir. What up, everybody? We are back again this week. It is your favorite motherfucking podcast right here. This is Toxic and Fertile Podcast. You are here now with your boy right here, Scooter Boo Maxwell from the 901 Memphis, Tennessee. You already know what it is. Orange Mountain representing East Memphis Vet in this bitch. Yes, sir.
Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Simple Man. I'm back. I missed you guys last week, man. You know what it is? We back on it. Toxic is back. Hey.
Hey.
Good.
Sasha Boog.
Hold on. It's my internet acting up.
Yep.
There we go. It's Sasha Bugs from the Boogie Down Bronx, ready to head up with this toxic and fertile shit with y'all tonight. So let's get it.
So look, let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. I posed a question to the group earlier and stuff about it's not that women are better cheaters, it's that men hold it down and willing to take the L when the cheating get caught or when they find out they are the side. That's what I mean. Because men don't really think with emotion too much, as opposed to the women, when they find out they the side and stuff, they want to blow it up. Now, they speak out of emotion, blow it up. Oh, no, you go feel like how I feel now. They don't know how to take the L. We're like, no, use the side. Don't go up and blow up my situation. And that's the reason why I believe that women are not really better cheaters than men. Just men, when we find out the side, we take the L and keep it moving. How y'all feel about that statement?
Go ahead, Sasha. You can go first.
Yeah, because we see your face.
I want to process this a little more.
Right. So I have questions to process the question. Okay. So you're saying that women are not cheaters.
No.
We're not better cheaters.
What I'm saying is the cheating is happening. We're putting
The
in that aspect.
happening.
The cheating is happening by the woman. The cheating is happening by the man. At that point, I'm not talking about the act of cheating. I'm talking about just how shit goes out. So
the woman cheats on her significant other, and the man cheats on his significant other.
Right.
Okay.
And like, in this situation, what I'm saying is, let's say the other don't know they're the other, right? Men typically don't blow up the girl's relationship as opposed to what a woman does.
So the man is the side piece. He's not calling old boy and like, yo, I had your girl, da.
Correct. Unless there's like some kind of hatred between the men. Unless like he already know the guy and he hates him. As opposed to the woman, she don't know her. And that's why you hear about the woman to woman songs. You don't hear no man to man because somebody go die. That's one.
Woman to woman.
Exactly. And that's my point when it comes down to the cheating point. I'm like, the cheating is already occurring. I'm not saying like how to cover it up and all that type of shit. I mean, it happened. The person found out they are the side. Men would take the L. Majority. I'm not saying all, but men, they would take the L. Why? Because they don't think out of the emotion at that moment. We think from the logic. Oh, fuck. That's fucked up how she did me. They'll come to the chick more than to go to the nigga. They want to go to the nigga and blow up, yeah, I had your bitch, blah, blah, blah. Unless he hates that nigga already. Unless there's already something personal between him and that nigga. As opposed to a female. She don't know the chick at all.
Okay.
It blows it up. Because I want you to feel how I feel.
You talking about some pretty atypical shit, because typically, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the side piece knows that they're the side piece. A lot of times.
But it might
agree
be 50-50.
Or disagree.
It might be 50-50 for real. All right. So a lot of times they don't know too. Yeah.
I'm talking from the point of neither knows they're the side. I'm talking from that standpoint right there. They don't know they're the side.
So they don't know that. You're saying specifically they don't know.
I'm saying specifically in the situation, they don't know they decide. They find out they decide. At that point, boom.
Sasha, internet still messing up. I'm gonna answer first. All right.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because your shit kind of like
No, hold
faulted
on.
a little bit. Yeah. So like right
Can
now
you
I can't
guys hear me
hear.
better now? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you,
hold
but like your videos paused. It's been on the same. Yeah. So I'll
okay,
go
I'm
with.
gonna
I
hang up.
mean, we've been at the question since the start. All right. So
Mhm.
me, I would say I don't know about that one, bro. And so I do agree
What?
with. Oh no. So I agree with men ain't blowing up the spot, women blowing up the spot. But as far as the first initial statement, I still think women are better cheaters than men. So it's twofold, right? But
Okay.
let's just fast forward to your scenario that you putting it in.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. Most of the time, men ain't going to blow up the spot. Men understand loyalty. Men understand they have become loyal to the pussy that they were fucking off with. They're not gonna go behind her back into the main. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I'm saying? The loyalty stands with her. Don't get me wrong. Even if they found out they were side, most men okay with being side. Most men are okay with being a tool used for dick. You know what I mean? Like we really okay with that. Women, on the other hand, when emotions become involved, they typically are not. If they weren't, they all about, oh, I didn't know, you should have told me. They all about the information, right? I didn't know, so this is more heartache, and I didn't know, so you know what I mean. It's I had the right to know, and you know all this other shit. I deserve all that. So I think they, in their regard, I think the question is really is really like men or women who got the better side pieces. You know what I mean? Who are better as side pieces, men or women. Men by a long shot by a football field. You know what I'm saying? So like I think, you know what I mean, in my regard. Now because you also put in the caveat that they don't know. This is when you don't know that you are a side piece.
Right. And that makes a big difference.
Huge
and I
difference.
think that makes a very, very, very big difference. But continue, because that's the point I was trying to get to. Because initially when that was presented, we didn't have that information. And now my whole thought process on this whole thing is very different. But continue.
Yeah. So like I was saying, like I agree with him. Like the men typically ain't blowing up the spot. They loyal to the pussy that they was getting. Also, men like to have pussy on the string. You know what I'm talking about? Like, shit, I can stay the side piece. I play my role. That's essentially where he gonna go to. He might feel a little some type of way because he's the side piece if you liked her for real. You know what I'm saying? But
what I'm saying is that the person from the man standpoint treated the side pitch like a main, but it wasn't the main. Same thing from the woman. She treated her side piece like he was the main. And then they found out, oh shit, I'm not.
But
I want to flip that.
The compartmentalization of sex is like it's so we can just shift, right? Men can feel the heartbreak and everything and still fuck the shit out of you like the very next day. Like, you gonna call me about this, you motherfucking raggedy bitch, but pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Like, but pull up though. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it was good sense. I'm a side nigga, man. All right, man, I know what's up. But I ain't saying he might not get his get back, you know, get his lick back or whatever in whatever way he could. But I doubt if it's gonna be blowing the spot up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt if it's gonna be blowing the spot up. He gonna make sure she knows some other chicks he got if it wasn't already. You know what I'm saying? So like shit like that. But he typically ain't doing that conniving, vindictive ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Of blowing the spot up with her main dude. Because first and foremost, how would he find out? Like he would have to go to her phone or email, stalker, some shit women like to do. Like versus man. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, I want to bring that point in itself about going through the phone. That's the part I want to talk about. So, Scooter, to your question, if they don't know, yes, I agree. Men are the better cheaters in that arena. If the man, if the person doesn't know,
right?
If the people do know, women are far more the better cheaters. Because to London's point, we just want to be informed. We want to know that we the side piece, so we can make the decision on whether or not we want to deal with this shit or not. Once we feel like we've had a decision in this whole thing, we could be the best fucking side piece in the whole damn world. But it's that right to know, like London was saying. So I agree. However, I still buckle down on the fact that women are better cheaters because women be finding out about their men cheating even when we're not looking. It's because they sloppy. Like, even when we're not looking, some shit will happen, and it's just like, nigga, really? And I'm speaking from experience. So I wholeheartedly agree. Yes, women gotta know. If we know, then we're down for the shits. Then cool. If we don't know, we're gonna be the biggest pain in your ass because now we're really gonna have to put you through the ringer.
That's fucked up. That's kind of where I'm coming. That's fucked up. Why? Why
You should have just been honest. Let me tell you how far honesty will go with women. And London, I know you know this from firsthand experience. Okay,
Man, I'm trying.
Let me tell you.
I'm on the honest train too. I'm on the honest train too.
I'm putting down.
Yeah.
That honesty shit, people, if you are listening to this show, try honesty out. I promise you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. I promise you that half these men and half these women, half of them are down for the shit. They just want to know what's going on so they can know how to move appropriately. It's damage control. So
risk mitigation.
It's let me tell you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. It'll change your life.
I agree. So I guess the tangent to it is like, I do believe women are far better, far superior cheaters. The reason is though, like, I don't think men give a fuck enough, right? The emotional aspect, right? That's why. Because men care about their women. So essentially it kind of boils down to this, right? The reason why women are far superior cheaters is because, well, I think it's two things, right? When women are cheating, like I said, this is the subject of cheating, they're calculated, right? They got plan A through Z. Men probably got A and B only. You know what I mean? Literally. And most of them don't even got plan A and B. You know what I'm talking about? It's like plan 0.5A. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, if this don't work, nigga, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll make this shit up as I go. They need a plan. I'll make this shit up as I go.
And women that practiced in the mirror, they done told their homegirl, this is the distress signal. They done told the motherfucking parent. You know what I'm saying? Like people know, the only people that need to know are the ones that need to know. Everybody else is in the dark. You got plausible deniability. They got plan A through fucking Z, bro. And they gonna deny. Unless you catch them fucking red-handed, it ain't no fucking story. It wasn't, right. So, and then they also are gonna go through the lengths and extents. They're gonna, you know how they talk about like secret spies and shit. They're gonna hop in one car, then they're gonna get at their car, they got another car at the next spot to hop into, and then another. You know what I'm saying? So like they go the extent, my boy. So like they definitely far superior shit. Niggas, we gonna be in this. I mean, I used to have a.
I got a whole story.
All right, but I'm just gonna say this. I had one of the most identifiable cars in college that you could ever fucking have. Had a bubble Chevy Caprice 94 with no fucking rims on it.
Everybody do that car.
Everybody do my car. It's like, why was I just like, so like women gonna be like, girl, let me use your car. You know what I'm saying? To do this, yada yada. Oh man, it's too motherfucking many people here. Like, but my car, so I do. So you see my car somewhere? That's me. It ain't no but
that is me.
Nobody
borrowed my car.
Hold on, my only plan used to be like, well, shit, I let my roommate borrow it. Or my nigga was in my car. And knowing damn well, if that don't work, shit, I don't know.
That's it. Sasha,
but go ahead with your story though. Like, well, women are far superior cheaters than this, bro.
So let me tell you the extent of how good I got at one point in my life. So I decided that I was going to go and meet up with this dude. I think I shared the story, part of it, where it was like the one time they paid for some dick where I paid for a hotel and that shit was whack for us to go do our thing. And I was really mad because that was me like paying for dick. Anywho. So I called my best friend and I told her, I was like, all right, I'm about to be at such and such and such. I'm about to go get this hotel room. She's like, wait, bitch. He's like, let me book it for you so that your statement come. You know, I was like, this is why I fuck with you the long way. So
y'all got better sidekicks.
Booked the hotel room.
Women got better sidekicks, but keep
going. Yes, she went and booked the room on her card for me and put it in her name for me. And then when I got there, you know, I did whatever. And when I paid her back via Venmo for some clothes shit that she bought from me.
Oh, wow.
So
never even would have thought about that.
No, I would have thought about that part. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I didn't.
But how did you get in the room with it being in her name? She put you on there. She put you
Yeah,
on there as a
yeah.
like it's just a person that could get a key type shit. I got you. Yeah,
As a
I've been
guest.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Keep going.
I was just like, yo, I would have never thought about it. Like my head wasn't even there, but she was just like, nah, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna do it right. And this is how you need to do it. I'm like, oh shit, bitch. Yes.
They got better sidekicks, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
They do have better sidekicks. Niggas will leave out each other to hang.
But we don't. So here's the thing, bro.
You won't throw them under the bus, but you'll
We
leave
won't
them to
go-
hang.
But men don't lie well. I was gonna say that's the next tangent, bro. Men not
Nope.
great liars.
They
bro.
don't.
That's the other thing. Women are better liars.
That's why I
Right.
started going to tell the truth, because I was a terrible liar. And after a while,
Facts.
So
I ain't even gonna say I was
much
bad at lying. I ain't gonna say I was bad at lying. I'm a gift together and I'm a great at lying. But it got to a point where they all gonna catch up to you. When you juggling like so many women or doing, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, it's at some point it's gonna catch up to. And women are all about patterns. That's what I've noticed. Like I tell all my niggas, like if you gonna do this shit, bro, don't establish hardcore patterns, bro. Man, take the long way home one day, take the quick way one the next. Take the goddamn train one day, take a bike the next one. Like, you know, you gotta have this motherfucker like, I don't know what this nigga do. You know what I mean? Like, you got, bro, them patterns will get you every time. And honestly, it ain't even a woman like writing it down, like trying to remember. It's just what they're programmed to do. Patterns. This nigga usually go in the shower and wash his motherfucking face, chest, dick, then ass. This nigga in there washing his dick, ass, balls. You know what I'm talking about? Like, bro, like, nigga, like, bro, it's ridiculous. Like, the patterns, dog. The patterns, bro. You get in the car, you typically put your phone in the cup holder. Don't care if it's up or down. She don't care about that part. But now your phone in your lap or on the door jam on your side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, they pay attention to all of that. And niggas are doing it like fluidly. So it ain't like you doing it and you don't think she would notice. It's just like, yeah, I'm doing this because I know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about, whatever the case may be. Because it ain't always cheating. Sometimes we're doing some shit we ain't supposed to be doing. And ain't got necessarily be another woman. And you just don't want your woman to know.
Or maybe
you
you could just be genuinely doing something nice for her. Maybe you trying to plan a surprise and some shit. Like, because I've been caught up in some shit like that where I thought he was doing, and it was just a surprise. Yeah.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But the patterns
that looks stupid.
Yeah, the patterns that we develop, women, and they will never tell you they know your pattern unless y'all having like one of those drunken nights where they just kind of slip out type shit. Nah, this shit is all for them for their personal knowledge.
Pattern is now I'm thinking about myself.
Yes, bro, niggas don't notice our patterns, bro. You got your days you go hoop, I bet, bro.
Yeah.
What days you got certain days you go hoop.
Yeah. That's what give yours away.
I put money on it. Your main chick or your woman you deal with the most know those days and times like a heartbeat, bro. She knows that it's gonna be between. She might not be like spot on because you go between 6 and 8. You're usually home by 10 to 11.
She
you know
know when you come home, usually go. Yeah, but she knows everything. She knows when you come home, the order in which you take your clothes off, the way in which you go shower, all of those things we pay attention to.
Bro,
you know, when you
all of a sudden you get a question like, why you take a shower in the other shower? You never take a shower in that shower. I just wanted to do something different. Nah, something's up. You took a shower in that shower this time. You never
just tell me, Nick. Just tell me. Yeah, what's going on? Because that's the other thing. Men are also creatures of habit. Humans, matter of fact, humans are creatures of habit. So this is why women are far superior cheaters than us, bro. Women recognize their habits, patterns, right? Mm-hmm. If they're gonna do some
because we're self-aware,
right? In some ways, yes, agreed. But they gonna recognize their pattern. Let's just say they know they finna cheat. So they cheating is almost never not premeditated. And you know what I'm saying? Like overwhelmingly, most of the time it's gonna be premeditated. Because what they gotta do is that's why they pick fights to go cheat. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's an easy way to go cheat. Pick a fight. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's an easy way to go cheat. But before that, they're gonna start changing their patterns up way before they ever fuck off. They're gonna have you like all over the place, but it ain't gonna be shit to find yet. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna throw some shit in, girls not gonna come up. It's gonna be some shit that's real shit, regular shit. So she can be like, that's a new pattern that I established. Nigga, I always go out on girls. Remember we started girls' night back? Yeah. So girls' night's gonna be
month ago.
Yeah, 3 months ago, whatever the case may be. But that's when she met old boy. You know what I'm talking about? So immediately I gotta start. I know I want to fuck that nigga.
London, who put you, London, who put you on?
So I got female platonic friends, and we talk. And honestly, I started putting myself in women's shoes. Like I got caught up several times, right? Yeah. So I started putting myself like, damn, where did I go wrong? You win and you learn. Ain't no wins or losses. My mentor taught me that. You win and you learn. Ain't no win and I lose.
Title of the episode.
You win and you learn. So when I didn't win, I didn't lose. I learned. You feel me? So like every time I got caught up, every time I got questioned, every time. So that's why when I hear certain things, even if I'm not right, like women's intuition, I don't have a man's intuition. I just have learned from all of my experiences, the things that I've talked about, the scene, whatever the case may be. So, and I've read psychology books, I read human behavior books and shit like that. That's a whole nother thing. But like, so I'd be like, okay, that typically means this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like, motherfuckers, when you spot on, motherfuckers, you body language gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't like when you tell them about
it's about the paying attention. I feel like women just pay attention far more to details as far as like relationships because we're nurturers than
I was
men.
just about to say in relationships.
Men don't pay attention to the details in relationships, right? In relationships, so men pay more because we're nurturers.
And
men pay more like the logistics of stuff.
Yes, we're more pragmatic.
In the logistics of things, but like
we're pragmatic.
100%. But like we as women, we're gonna spend more time paying attention to the details of like the emotional stuff. We're gonna spend more attention to the details, to like the patterns and like the nurturing of the relationship and stuff that makes the relationship tick.
Good tangent topic. I want this part of that. All right, I want you to keep talking. By the way, let me pose this question though.
That's pretty much it. I think ultimately it's just details.
I'm gonna make you talk some more with this question. Why do women, because I agree with you completely, 100% agree with what you just said, but here's the caveat. Why do women pay more attention in relationships when it benefits them only though? Like if it's benefiting the man, typically the attention is not paid to as much. Because, and for example,
can you give me an example?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to pose it to you. For example, let's just say we use love languages a lot. We'll use love languages. All right. So let's just say a woman's love language. Your love language don't necessarily how you receive love is the love language tips. How you want to receive love. How you show love is not necessarily the same as your love language of how you give it. Correct. A lot of people don't understand that. So I'm using that as
that may not be your partner's love language.
So typically, what people don't know is human behavior. And so going back into the stuff I read about human behavior and psychology, you typically show love how you've seen it shown. It don't got nothing to do with how you want end up learning how you want to receive it. You typically show love. So men who buy gifts and shit like that, saw, heard, or their environment showed them that shit. You buy a woman a gift, you got her. You know what I'm talking about? That's what she wants. That's what they show. You know what I'm saying? Typically a man that, you know what I'm saying, sees quality time, he watches his homeboy, his uncle, his granddad, whatever the case might be, have his woman with him everywhere he go. You know what I'm talking about? And show love. You know what I'm saying? That's how you typically show love. Now, how you end up receiving it is just a whole different ballgame. It's just that's like learning your own personality, learning yourself. That's what ends up being your love languages, right? When you take the actual test. So back to the question posed is when women pay attention to these relationships and things like that, they pay attention to the shit that benefits them. Learning that man pattern and all that stuff, it's really just to catch him in a lie or what they think he might gonna do anyway. You know what I'm saying? All the shit that'll benefit her or
I feel like you just contradicted yourself.
I don't think so. Does that not benefit her?
No. The reason why you contradicted yourself is because you said that men learn their love language based off of what they've seen other people give love to other people.
Typically,
which is may not
men or
necessarily
women.
be your
No,
partner's
no.
love language.
Yeah, no. So the way that you give love, so you start giving love way before you learn what your partner's love languages are. Like, let's just be real. Most people don't even have the love language conversation. So like, you can't. Yeah. That's what I mean. So like, you giving love way before you ever know what your partner, you know what I'm saying, how they want to receive that love. Like, you don't know them well enough yet. A lot of people have never even taken the love language test. They can only tell you that oh yeah, I like fancy things. I like nice cars. Oh, I like the physical touch. I like intimacy. I like PDA.
got it.
Whatever. Yeah, go ahead. You messing up again.
Your internet messing up.
Internet killing us again a little bit. Yeah. Yep.
Is this any better? I'm sorry, y'all.
We can hear you
Any better?
Look like you got your back.
All right. Yep.
And maybe not.
But no, while she getting that together, no, I agree with you. I know what you're saying. Like, as you grow up, you see how love is given to other people, so that you imitate it.
Yeah,
you imitate that first before you actually learn yourself and how you like to show love first and everything. And then what you do, you rely on that when you first meet somebody that you're interested in.
Absolutely.
And that's how you showing love, and they might not receive it in that type of way. So now that's where kind of the miscommunication comes in in the beginning portion of it, until y'all have that conversation. Like, man, I'll be trying to like hang out with you all the time. Like, what's the problem? She was like, I don't like you all under me. That's not really how I like it being shown to me and stuff. I like my space and stuff, but I like gifts. I like this. I like, so then that's where it comes on. But now Sasha still froze. I don't know if you're back.
Damn, yeah. She came back and it looked clear. Now I can't hear her and she's froze right now. So like, but yeah, I think we're on the same page. So like for me, the question I was trying to pose to her though is like, why they pay all this attention to the shit that ends up getting us in trouble, so to speak, right? Men, the shit that we mess the patterns up, or you know what I'm saying, lack of this, or lack of that. But they never pay attention to like our love languages and the way that we want to be made happy and whole, and the peace that we need in relationships, and you know what I'm saying, the annoying shit that they do, you know what I'm talking about, and this and that. That type of shit they don't pay. Like, they can pay attention to all these meticulous ass details, and then when it comes to that type of shit in the same relationship, it's like, bro, I used to get called out on every little fucking thing from a pessimistic sense, right? You did this, you did that, but as soon as I was on some positive or whatever the case may be, and even encouraging them to do or be the same way, it wasn't that cup wasn't overrun at that point. Goddamn it, that motherfucker, that bitch was filling out with him.
Honestly, I think it's intentional. I think they intentionally ignore the other side that's probably detrimental to them. I think that's really human nature, to be honest. I wouldn't even put it on them that you ignore stuff that may be detrimental to you and stuff, so you just won't recognize it. You know what it is, and that's why I think they do. Now, men, from our standpoint, we know what it is, and we'll try to work on it depending on how much we actually care about the person.
Yes, facts. Because, and that's like one of the key indicators. I agree.
Yeah,
like one of the key indicators that we give a fuck. Like,
if I give a fuck, all right, cool. I'm gonna work on this because I give a fuck a little bit. But if I don't give a fuck, no, I'm not gonna do that. Now, women on the other end, I don't believe like they'll recognize it, but it don't matter who the person is. Like, to them, it don't exist. They know it's there, but it don't exist. All right, Sasha, you back. All right, we got you.
My bad. This is just not ideal. Anyways, can you hear me now?
Yes. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I don't necessarily think that women don't pay attention. I just feel like men don't express themselves as much, so it makes it difficult for us to understand what their love language is. I think ultimately that's what it is. I don't think it's that we're not paying attention or we only pay attention to things that benefit us. I feel like there's a different level of expression in how we just how we express love and how we receive love and how we talk about love. So I genuinely think that sometimes it's just harder to read men, and not necessarily that we only want to do things that benefit us, but it's like men are not as expressive about what their love languages are. So it's not about what benefits us. It's just like the nature of what the dynamic of the relationships are often, and how much the man is able to express about what drives him as far as love goes.
I kind of agree with some of what you're saying. Like, yes, as men, we probably should express more of what our love language is. And one reason probably why is the vulnerability thing. We don't want to be vulnerable to you in the beginning portions of it, because it may be a trust issue and stuff like that. Because women are way more trusting than men, 100%, and that's probably detrimental to that.
Yes, agreed.
So we wouldn't
agreed.
trust to give you what our love language is. We'll tell you what we don't like, but we won't tell you what we actually like, because one, we don't trust that you either pay attention to it, or two, you'll use that as an advantage. That's our thinking. Like,
I'm gonna go a step further to say different women bring different things out of men.
True.
So he may not necessarily really know what his love language is. It may be this type of thing with a person A, and maybe this type of thing with person B.
So I think men tend to try to highlight women's strengths. I think that's why we're leaders. I think that's what part of why we, the ones that are good leaders and things of that nature, right? We try to highlight our, our partner's strengths, right? So let's just say acts of service is our love language, but she can't cook that well or clean that well, whatever the case may be. But let's just say she cold as fuck with inspiring, challenging me to be better, words of affirmation and those of that sense, right? Mm-hmm. We're gonna encourage that portion. And if she's really good at it, a man will be able to overlook the cooking and that little cooking. Don't get me wrong, he gonna try to help her elevate that part too. But he never knew he needed that the words of affirmation the way that she was able to do. So you know what I mean? So like that it could shift, because also the love language list is also fluid, right? It doesn't stay the same. And that's what I mean by that. So like, I use that as an example, but that's just me, how it's fluid, but also like different strengths in different people, because they can go both ways, right? Different strengths in different people can come out, and that's how a person can be, they can, shift their love language, because what your current situation is, right? So when you took that love language test, what your current situation was at that time reflected on that test that you took, whether you know it or not. It was probably very subconscious, because it gives you options, and it says what option would you choose the most, because a lot of them are shit. I like all of those, but it makes you choose one for the love language quiz or whatever. So you know what I mean? So like what you're feeling most in that, if you're in a current relationship when you took that, is affecting how you're answering those questions then. Let's just say you were single when you took it. That's affecting how you answer those questions then. Your next relationship, and you don't take it for a while, and then you have some shit, then it shifted a little bit like, well, shit, I know for a fact I like this more now from that same list of 4 or 5 options. That's what I like now. So it's shifting and it becomes fluid, right? So you got to think about that little part of it as well. But I think when you went off, though, I think a big point of what Miguel said was you think it's intentional, and it's more so human nature why women, women or men, honestly, kind of ignore it or ignore the patterns or the things when it's a positive side of, or learning love languages or learning their partner in so the sense, you know what I mean? It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not a habit. It's not something that they would just do out of, habit.
Right.
This also made me think about something else, as far as like women may also assume, and this is why men usually get pussy on Valentine's Day, that physical touch is men's love language, because usually, and I'm generalizing as fuck right now, that physical aspect is usually how men show their love. So women are assuming that like, oh, this is going to be the thing that makes him happy, because like, this is it. Like men are just more physical beings, period. So I feel like
trash. I've never heard a more trash answer for you, Sasha, but keep going. I'll tell you why in a second.
No,
This
no, no,
is
no, no, no,
trash.
wait, wait, wait. Hear me
This is
out. Hear
extra
me
trash.
out.
I'm
It is
listening. My
not
bad. Go
trash. It is
ahead.
not trash at all. Because
No,
at
the
the end of the
Valentine's
day,
Day part of it.
nah,
Yeah,
wait.
that's
I'm making
trash.
no, wait, hold on. I'm not making an excuse. I use that as an example. Don't put no words in my mouth. I'm giving
You
you an
said it. I
example
didn't say
and
shit.
perspective. I'm giving perspective here, pain in my ass. The perspective is, and I just use as an example, that men typically express their love, even if physical touch is not their love language. It's just what you do because you enjoy sex, right? But it may not be how you receive and give love. We might think that this is my man's this
Okay.
is his
I'm
love
glad you
language
added
because
that part.
like
I'm glad you added that part.
this is the point I'm trying to get to. We think that that's your love language because that is what seems to make you the happiest. And when you are the happiest, you're like, oh, that must be the love language. Because most men are not gonna flat out say, well, my love language is da da da. It's about paying attention to your patterns of your partner, which we were talking about earlier. But like, I genuinely feel like women that we don't necessarily care about the stuff that benefit us only, and let's just be honest, good women don't care about
They
like
still
if
exist.
it's benefiting
kidding.
us
I'm kidding.
or
I'm
not.
kidding.
That yes, it do. That's the caveat there, like, right? Like, I think it's important for us to say that, and I think it can go for anything. Like, good men and good women, we will, if we want to. It's the example of if he wanted to, if she wanted to, she would. So it's the same thing. Like, she will figure out what your love language is if she wanted to.
You said a lot.
Yeah.
You said a lot.
I know I said
part
a
of it was
lot.
trash. I thought, but I'm saying,
I get it, but I had to bring it all together for you. I had to bring it all together for y'all.
I'm still hanging on the trash though. That was trash. Pretty
Let
trash.
go of the
All
trash
right.
and get to the point of where I was at.
So what we're talking about, I don't know if they brought it together. I got the last part. I understood fully, like what you just said at the end. But how you open it up, I don't know. I think you had to try to bridge it because
reading between the lines,
like,
London. You smart.
I don't think because all right. So men, we're sexual beings. I think women are, especially at our age group. So like younger is a whole different ball game. Now, women are just as sexual as men. In this dating range that we're in at this point in all of our lives.
The 30s.
Right. The 30s and shit. Call it the late 20s all the way to the 40s. You know, mid 40s.
30s
and more.
and 40s.
Yeah.
40s.
Motherfuckers just as sexual. Both sides of it. So
Agreed.
if you can't decipher now that that's not my love, I just like pussy, I just like sex, I just like fellatio. You know what I mean? Like if that's like still clouding your judgment after in your 20s, in late teens, it clouds the fuck out of you. You ain't never felt this. You ain't never knew you squirted. You ain't never knew a motherfucker could make you do this and make you levitate. At this point, and then don't get me wrong, even if you get introduced to some new shit in your 30s, because that can happen. I've been introduced to new shit in my 30s. Sure. I know women probably have. I may have introduced them to something, whatever the case may be. But if you can't decipher that that's not the way that I'm showing you love, like men typically ain't showing you love. Now, don't get me wrong, they do some freaky, kinky shit that they like, that you introduced them was like, let's try this. And you're like, I don't know about that. Then it might be on some more care type shit. More care type shit. That's cool, but I'm trying to tell you from a man's standpoint, men fucking you is fucking you. Men will fuck you the first night and fuck you the same way, but not literally the same way, but he's gonna want to fuck you every night after that. And once he fucks you, he's gonna want to continue to fuck you. Hey, they don't build his heart for you. They don't build his heart for you. You know what I'm saying? LJ. Yeah. Go back there. But yes, so he's gonna build his heart for you. It's not gonna build his feelings, not gonna build anything. And that's where women get fucked. Like, that's where women get fucked. That man can fuck you from one day, he can fuck you Monday to Sunday of 1 week. Skip a whole week.
London.
Skip the rest of the month. I'm trying to tell you right now. Skip the rest of the month. You might be like, shit, when this nigga coming back, we fuck for 7 days straight. That don't mean he love you. That don't mean he care more about you. He had time that week to fuck you every day. That's you know,
London, there are, believe it or not.
Trying to tell you.
believe it or not, there's a lot of men out there that don't know how to fucking express love.
No,
And
we agree with you.
That ain't
But
what
like
we agree with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we agree with
All
that.
right. As long as y'all
I
agree with
never
that
said
shit.
anything.
Okay, so
That literally, we never talked about that. Like,
Yeah, you just pulled the whole woman logic on us.
right?
You took,
just pulled
you
stuff
took what
completely
we
out.
said,
That's
what
why
he
I'm
just
here.
said, and
that is
interpreted
why I am
your
here.
own thing, and you just made this. It was like,
That
he
is why
said
I am
nothing about
here.
that.
That is
Oh
why I am the balance on this goddamn show. It's because I need to assert my female dominance on this shit from time to time and let you know that there are times that the way women are interpreting love is because niggas don't know how to fucking express their love. So they express it through sex and physical touch. And we get fucked up in the head thinking, well, this is just the way this nigga expresses love and how we receive love. And then when we just do that, it'd be like, well, she don't love me the way I want to be loved. But it's like, nigga, that's the only way you show me love. That's the only way I received love from you. So how you expect me to know what the hell your goddamn love language is if this is the only way that I ever feel like I'm being loved by you?
But it's plenty of women that don't know what their love languages are. So I think the love language,
Agreed.
we use that as the example or whatever, but plenty of people don't talk about love as love languages or how to be loved. Most people don't know how to express that in words, men or women. Let's just be real. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if we talk about in the broad majority sense, like they may even took the quiz and still don't know how to vocalize it right. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let's just be real. So, like, I think that's where that divide comes from. Regardless, that's just communication. A lot of people just don't know how to communicate effectively, right? So, like, even like I said, you got motherfuckers who took that quiz maybe years ago, maybe just recently, and don't know how to vocalize that in their own relationship, or you know what I'm saying, or even know what that means to their current relationship. Damn, I've been getting loved the wrong way this whole fucking time. That's why I'm always bitter. You know what I'm saying? Like. They go and answer their motherfucking quiz and they be like, well, shit, I don't get none of that at home. Like, damn, that's what they told me I need, and that's how I receive love. And you go back and be like, well, shit, this nest is empty. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And then she wondered why, like how you were just saying, Sasha, like, oh, this nigga doing is fucking me. Well, you didn't know that beforehand or to express it differently at that point.
Yes, exactly.
And from a nigga, I'm not putting it all on a woman, even from a nigga standpoint. Yeah. Because as we stated earlier, that we don't like to be vulnerable in the aspect. So
I agree with that part.
I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, just fucking the shit out of you, right? Because, hey, like I said earlier, I don't even trust you to express. If I know, like I'm from aspect of I know what my love language is, but I don't trust you enough to even express to you. Really, this is what I really like. I really like you being here all the time. But I don't want, as I said earlier, but a lot of times it may be situations that it backfire. We express that to somebody, like, yeah, I like it when you're here. And then they hear all the time. We're like, whoa, I didn't mean all the fucking time. I ain't mean every 2-3 hours. God damn, man. Like, go live your own life. But I like it our time we do spend together. Type shit, but that's part of the reason, and that's part of the miscommunication between men and women in that standpoint. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to fuck the shit out of you. That's what I'm gonna do because I'm comfortable here. Comfortable here.
But man, for the most part, like I said, men fucking is compartmentalized. Like that ain't what we doing to show love. You know what I mean? And this ain't got nothing to do with love languages, nothing else, just love, just care. Like what we're gonna show you that by action, and it's gonna be outside of the bedroom. We're gonna start checking to see if you ate before we came. We're gonna ask about your kids. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking? It's gonna be certain shit that you're gonna know, like the patterns that, matter of fact, full circle. The patterns that y'all notice are typically only when they benefit, right? This is one of the good ones right here. This is actually bringing this full circle. Y'all can notice that this motherfucker fucking the shit out of you every time, but he ain't asking about your kids. He ain't asking how your day went. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't checking on you. You told him your mama was in the hospital. He ain't asked one time how she doing. What, you know, did she pass? You know what I mean? Like, none, he don't know nothing, but you do know he pulling up to stick that motherfucking rod down as far as, start as far as you can. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. I think you just may have put things into something into perspective for me. So are you saying that a man asking those type of questions could mean that he actually likes you and not just making formal conversation with you?
Okay, that's a tricky line to. If it's in the beginning,
right?
If it's in the beginning, I'm just doing it for conversation. I'm trying to just spark conversation with you. But if let's say it went down the line, I don't know, maybe we're fucking around for 6-7 months. Liking you, it could be, doesn't mean that I want to move out of what we're doing though. Like I have grown in emotion towards you. You're not on the I don't give a fuck side. You're now like, all right,
I already know where y'all at.
Yeah, I might care about you a little bit. Like if your tire gets flat and you call me, I won't be like, why the fuck you calling me at this damn point? I'm like, all right, let me figure.
So wait, I got a question.
Doesn't mean I want to move out of what we're doing into being your man. I'm not
no,
saying that
I get that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it might be more than like I like you besides outside of just fucking you. So let me give you an example, right? So let's say you know that the shorty that you talking to is going someplace and it's kind of late. And it's the first time she's going to this particular place, and you ask her for the addy of where she's going to. You don't tell her why. You just like, yo, what's the address where you at? And she sends it. Does that mean that he potentially cares about you? Like y'all been talking for a little bit. And when I say care, I'm not talking about love, I'm not talking about relationships. I'm just like, yo, I mess with you outside of just fucking with you. Could that mean, two opposing answers here? London, tell me what you think.
I don't think it means nothing extra. If a motherfucker, they went up to shit like that, you cool to be around. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
No. The address is not because I'm trying to pull up. The address is I want to know where you are because I just want to make sure you okay in case some shit pop off.
Or
you talking about like share your location with me or something like that?
Yes.
Like so.
Like I know you. Right. I know you.
Sharing your location and getting the address is two different things.
You sharing your location for the 24 hours.
You can turn it off.
You sharing it for 24 hours.
I'm not an iPhone person, guy. I mean, I got one on the side. I didn't know.
You can share it for 24 hours.
You sharing it for 20. You sharing it for 24.
Yeah, you can share it right then and there, and then turn it right back off before the 24. Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you get back home, whatever the case may be.
Or somebody in the comments just said he just don't want to run into you while he's doing what he's doing.
No. It's not one of those. It's not one of those situations.
Oh my God.
That's some toxic. Whoever said that shit is some toxic.
Where you headed to? You gonna be in traffic?
No.
All right, cool. I want to make sure you good. Hey, we ain't going to traffic tonight, though.
That is some.
I'm
that
going to
is
look at the
some
comments
toxic
after
shit.
this show. That's some toxic shit. Whoever said
toxic
that,
shit.
you don't gotta put them on blast, but I will find you. I will be messaging you. You probably need to be on the show or back on the show.
You need to be on the show.
Probably somebody
that's been thought about that shit.
But that's funny. Is it? Ain't never been on the show. They probably be on the show. That's some toxic shit. Because that was nowhere in my realm of thinking.
Not even close. Not even close.
But that's fucking genius.
Wow.
That is.
But that's
Yo,
good
send
to
me the
know.
address. Send me the address. I just want to make sure you safe. All right, I ain't going over there. Nowhere near that shit.
So you know that club we said we was going to, my boy? We're going to go to the one on the other side of town. You know what I'm talking about?
That's dead. That's dead, my nigga.
No. It wasn't that. It's legit, just like I said. And then come to find out the next day, it was like, so I asked you for your addy because I didn't trust the situation that you was in. I wanted to make sure you were okay. And later on, what they was
but that could be game. Like,
so that's why time matters in this. Time matters in this now. So that's where time.
Okay.
Like,
it's almost a year you've been dealing with this person.
I care about you a little bit. Yeah, I care about you a little bit. Of course, I care about you.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You've been doing it.
I definitely care.
They might not love you. I'm not saying they love you.
No. I'm not.
That's what I said. Doesn't mean I want to move out of my situation.
They care about my well-being.
Yeah, 1,000%. I care about you.
But women have to learn where to leave that or take that with the man's, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you get what I'm saying? So like, because just because I ask for your address and I care about your well-being don't mean like I'm lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? Like I first and foremost, like,
no, I'm not
when you're with me or when you're not with me, I care if you're safe, right? Because it's all about safety, right? You trust me to be, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're with me, you trust me to keep you safe. When you're in contact with me, I trust that you are safe. You know what I mean? When you're not in contact with me, I might now. When I start to worry about you when we ain't together a whole lot, that's when a little bit more than care happens, right? So we're in contact, right? I know you going out, whatever the case may be. I asked about that. It's because we're talking directly, and I'm like, oh, you are going somewhere. Oh, I would want to know if you're safe. That's like direct. Now, let's just say you didn't tell me you was going anywhere, and I just hit you at random and be like, you good? You know what I'm saying? You are, that's when niggas be caring more. Like, he ain't trying to come up, pull up, none of that. Like, that's when you kind of know it's changing as far as like feelings more, because you want to check on a person when they just pop into your mind. It ain't a game no more. Like, man, I ain't gonna hit them up because they gonna think I'm sweating them and all that. You don't care about none of that no more.
Yeah, you don't care about that boy. No
I'm gonna check on them when I think about them. That's when it starts to become like more than like you get some feelings. Look at you smiling hard as hell. She's
like, I'm right about something. I'm right.
Right. She's hard.
She's like, I'm finally right on these niggas.
Right.
I got them for once. I got these niggas.
Or she's like, oh, okay. I think that's happening. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna tell you why I'm smiling. I'm gonna tell you why I'm smiling. So like, I'm gonna kind of share. So Scooter kind of already know the story. I'm gonna share a spark note, safe for the podcast story. So Mr. 50 Shades of Grey is always on topic. So we hung out this weekend. We had a great time. Cool. Then this chick that I've been talking to, old girl, randomly hits me up, yada, yada, yada. She tells me to pull up. And I'm like, oh, okay. I tell Mr. 50 Shades about it, because him and I were like cool ass friends. And he's like, yo, you've been trying to look up an old girl for a hot minute. I think you should go. Now, mind you, him and I are on a date. We've been hanging out all day. I'm supposed to be going back to his house so he could be clapping these cheeks. But he was like, you know what? I want to give you this opportunity to go hang out with old girl, because like, I know you've been waiting to talk to her for a minute. And I'm like, oh my God, you understand the mission. Anywho, as we're parting ways, I could tell that like he was supportive of my decision and wanted to go, but I could tell like he didn't want me to go, but like not in a jealous type way, but like I've been enjoying your company. Like I just kind of want to like embrace the rest of this time we got together, because the rest of the day he'd been like regular, and all of a sudden he's like hugged up on me and spending a little bit more closer time with me. I'm like, oh, let me find out you might care just a little bit. And then later on I get to old girl's house, and then he asked me for my Addy. He was like, yo, you talking about the situation he's about to be in. I really trusted too much. I wanted to make sure that you was good. But he told me this the next day. I didn't know why he asked me for the address initially, but he did. And later on told me it was because he wanted to make sure I was okay. So I'm feeling like, I'm not saying he's in love. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
but I'm saying I may have no, not like I'm not delusional.
All right. That was about to be my point.
Yeah, nah. That I feel like I may have grown a little bit more than just a chick he smashing.
Well, so that's what I was about to say to you. Of course he cares about you and stuff like that. But don't start thinking that he wants more than what y'all doing.
No.
Okay,
I'm not thinking that at all.
That's where not the danger comes in sometimes in, I guess, situationships or like just fucking off with each other. That's where the danger comes in, because there's some people, even on both sides, because niggas will get fucked up on our end. Let me talk from our end. Think when you fuck with a chick and she start asking you certain questions, we'll get it confused and be like, why is she checking all on this me and shit like that? This bitch must want something else. Like, what the fuck? I told her what the fuck it is.
No, we just care about your well-being. We'll make sure you
but that's what we fuck up sometimes. Now, we don't have dude intuition like how London said. We don't have dude intuition, but we have experienced crazy bitches sometimes. And like, it's hard to determine from like, no, she really just cares, to like, no, this bitch is crazy.
I got a problem with a woman who want to come to my house too fast. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I can get that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I can feel that. No, 100%.
I'm with you on that.
I got a question for y'all.
All right, and we'll wrap it up on that. Yeah, before we leave. What's the question?
Flash session. How many things have you done again that you said you were never ever going to do again, but you really thought you meant at that time? Give me the one. Give me the one thing you said you would never ever do it again, and you thought you meant it, but then nigga, you went, you did that shit again. Go ahead, Scooter. You first, because I feel like.
No, I gotta think. I gotta think for a second. If y'all got one, let me think.
Lovely, you got one.
I've got plenty of them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna count. I definitely just thought I said never again on certain like places I've gone for like service my vehicle and shit like that. Find yourself right there by the motherfucker, like damn that bitch right here. Then like you know what I'm saying, you got some bad never again on like where I ate before. Never again. Terrible ass service.
I got
you know what I'm talking about. Food wasn't here like you know it typically used to be, and then like 2 times in a row, back to back. You're like never again. Find myself right back in that motherfucker, bro. Like I'm talking about adamant about. I'm talking about like, bro, talk to corporate type shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like never again done that. And then as far as like on some toxic shit, them demons, man. Them demons a motherfucker. Them goddamn demons. The demon time, I ain't gonna lie to that demon time. Like a chick that you know ain't no good for you, a chick that you know then played you for your penis.
Oh my God.
A chick that you know is like,
yes,
like straight up.
I think we're all guilty of that shit.
I'm talking about she gonna doom you, like no bullshit.
Fuck up your head.
Like yeah, and I'm talking about one that you cared for before, all of this shit, and she know all it, manipulation. Never again. Hell no, I'm never gonna go there. And all she gotta do is say, "Hey, big head,"
and it's over with. You're like, "Fuck." Hey,
3 months later,
right. you look at the text. You ain't gonna answer immediately because you're never again gonna pop first. Like you ain't gonna look at that motherfucker. I know this. I know she did. I know because I don't block because niggas don't block women unless it's like some dire circumstances. We don't really block women. We just stop talking. You know what I'm saying? We ghost. We barely ever block women because we definitely would like you to.
We want you to. You know what I'm saying?
So the demon time, like the one that she knows she gonna take your soul. She know that you're gonna like go back into like, well, why we didn't work? Why did we work?
And you go cuss her out because she's gonna do something to push that one fucking button that's gonna make you cuss her the fuck out. Like,
this is why we did. This is why we haven't talked this 8 months, 9 months, or maybe even 3 years. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I ain't talked to you forever. Okay, I got a good one for myself now. One, the non-toxic one was edibles. Oh my God,
that's definitely me. And I ain't done it though. But I ain't done them again.
Edibles fucked me up. So I remember one time. Quick story on my end. So I remember one time when one of my homeboys' house here. He was like, this whole shit funny. He was like, yo, come over to the crib, bro. You know, I'm gonna have some people over. We gonna be like a little game night, you know. Plus, I want you to meet somebody. I was like, all right, bet. All right, cool. I pull up to the shit. He was like, yo, I got edibles, dog. I got the little edibles nerd gummies. I was like, fuck it, I'll take one. And my stupid ass, like the typical nigga, everybody be like, man, this shit ain't hidden. Oh, I'm gonna eat the other half of it. Ate the other half, right? The chick that I was supposed to meet wasn't even there yet. Right? All I remember is me sitting on his love seat like this. I couldn't move. Woke up in this nigga office. I'm like, how am I in your office in his house? I'm like, I woke up like, what the fuck am I? I ain't even in this part of your house. Like 5 a.m. Got up, left, came back. He had another one like the next week. Came back the next week, right? I actually meet the chick this time, and she was like, "Yo, we were supposed to meet last week, but like I saw you on the love seat over here. You were just out of it." Right? Fucked all the way up. Came back, went to another part. I said, "I'd never do edibles again, man. Fuck that edible shit." I think maybe I don't know, a few months later, the Super Bowl was here in Atlanta. I'll tell you the time frame of this shit happened, or whatever. And we was walking through right by the stadium on Super Bowl day, on the day of the Super Bowl and shit. And it was these chicks walking around like, we got edibles for sale. I was like, my boy was like, yeah, we gonna grab some edibles, we're gonna hit this barbecue, and then we're gonna go watch the game somewhere. I was like, I bet. Tell me why my dumb ass remembered that. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit no more. I succumbed to peer pressure. Eat that shit. Like this. I ate a whole pizza by myself and ended up throwing up in the middle of my fucking floor while the Super Bowl is on.
Oh, damn.
Fucked up. Have I done edibles again? Like once or twice. And I keep saying every time, I'm not doing this shit no more. Now on some toxic shit, man, it was this one bitch. It was this one bitch. I hate her fucking guts. I hated her guts. She was a fucking stalker, but demon, but she had that demon puss. Jesus Christ.
Man,
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, like London said, typically don't block a bitch. I block this bitch, right? This bitch so crazy. She started texting me for other numbers, acting like she was other people and shit. Like, why would you?
No.
Yeah, it got that bad. It was that bad. I was like, yo, why this crazy bitch? And then one night, I was just at home and shit, late night, called from a random number. I answered the phone, and you know how you try to figure out who the fuck it is. So you're like, and they just talking all regular to you and everything. Blah, blah, blah.
You didn't catch the voice?
I ain't catch the voice, but you like you recognize it, but you don't know who it is because I don't delete.
Side note, I forever remember all my toxic bitches, my toxic voices.
I thought I did. I didn't. So I'm like sitting there talking and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this? And it was like, oh yeah. Then it came down to, oh yeah, what you doing for the night? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck it is, but it sounds like somebody I know. They talking to me like I know. Fuck it. I'm fucking. Man, I'm at home. I ain't doing nothing. Oh, okay. You mind if I come pull up? Oh, yeah, come pull up.
Before you knew who it was?
I didn't, bro. I didn't.
Bro, you retarded.
I know, bro. It was a bad thing.
What if it was a setup?
Man, motherfucker pulled up. I saw who it was. I looked out my window where I stayed at the time. I looked out my window like, no. Fuck it. I'm here now. So shit. Worst mistake ever. She turned right back crazy on my
That was ballsy.
You deserved everything you got.
I did.
You deserved everything you got, my boy. Ain't no way I'm ever telling my to pull up and I don't know who the voice is.
It was late night, like 2:30 in the morning type shit. I'm just up. I ain't feel like jacking my dick. And this is why niggas, you need to jack your fucking dick.
It give you a whole different post-nut clarity. Episode 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right, Sasha, go ahead with your story. We get up out of here.
Combination of both of y'all. I said I would never fuck with wet edibles or weed again, and I done it. And then
I ain't fucking with edibles, and I didn't do it.
Exes that I said I would never fuck again, and then end up going right, like spinning the block. I'm like, God damn it! I said I was gonna spin the goddamn block, and here I am.
Did you hit them up or they hit you up? That's the difference.
It was kind of like they hit me up type of shit, and I was just like, I guess I ain't doing nothing. Dick was kind of good. Maybe this is one last time. And then in the moment, you be like, shit, this is the reason why every time I need to put this thing no more, and then I do. Yeah, I think we all guilty of that shit of spinning the block with people who we said we would not be spinning the goddamn block with. Mm-hmm. So
guilty.
Guilty as charged. That was a great show. That was a great show.
You win and you learn.
You win and you learn. No wins or losses, man. No disrespect to my boy Meek, straight out. But yeah, you win and you learn.
You win and you learn.
Oh man! Today's podcast is brought to you by spinning the block. Everybody's guilty of it. Skirt.
Never again.
Never spin that block again.
Never again has an address.
Trey Songz said it the best. He said this is the last time.
The last time.
Trey Songz said this last time. I ain't doing it again. This is it.
And you end up doing it again. Ain't this shit?
I'm doing that shit again.
Oh, I do recognize.
Last time you said I do.
Oh, I'm gonna say this topic for next week. Do you recognize that you're the toxic person for somebody? Like you know,
100%.
Them up at any time. Like I'm gonna leave them alone. I ain't gonna fuck with them. But you know you're the toxic
100%.
one. I know if I hit that motherfucker up, I'm tearing that ass up. Even though I know they done with me. I know if I hit that motherfucker.
At least 3 people right now.
I definitely know 2.
I gotta check. I
definitely know 2 off the top of my head. If I hit them up.
I know for a fact one off the top of the head for sure.
Mad, cussing, like this bitch ass nigga hit me up, blah, blah, blah. They go text me back eventually, and then it's over.
Yeah. I got one came to mind immediately, and
let's say that
we're gonna save it for next week.
That's good.
Save it for next week. Y'all got any church announcements before we get out of here?
We need a
announcements
guest.
over. Oh, I
There's
got
a
one
guest.
church announcement. I want to say I'm so grateful. Gratitude to my co-host. Because when I be having some shitty ass days and it just so happens to happen on a Monday, that y'all be putting me in the best of moods. So I appreciate you toxic ass
You're
motherfuckers
more than
for
welcome.
lifting my spirits. So
That's what's
thank you
up.
very
Yeah.
much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I agree, and I can attest to the
Yes.
same thing. I had a good day today. Yesterday wasn't so great, but yeah.
It's therapy coming in here talking with y'all guys.
It is
Facts.
therapy.
I look
Big
forward
facts.
to it.
Big
real.
facts.
That in our
That's
group
why-
chat. Our group chat be lit.
Group chat be lit.
We're gonna talk about the group chat
We got
after
to
the
take, we got
show.
to take some good. We got to take some calculated screenshots of this.
Calculated screenshot. Yeah. Calculated screenshot.
Calculated. Prop.
All right, close this out, Scooter.
All right, man. Look, some of the stories you hear may be true. Some of the stories may not be true, but that is for you to decide. We are out of here. We see y'all on Monday. Let us know if y'all want to be a guest. Like, subscribe, share,
Here.
Instagram, all that.
Comment.
Yes, all that.
Yes.
And we
Most
are
definitely.
out of here. Peace.
All right.